Last month, I met a guy on a trail riding a 2002 Honda 4Trax Rancher with over 15,000 hard miles on it. Original engine, original transmission, still pulling through mud like the day it left the factory. Meanwhile, I see people scrapping their 2018 Chinese quad at 1,500 miles because they thought off-road meant zero maintenance. Here's the truth. Yamaha, Honda, and Suzuki build some of the most indestructible ATVs on the planet, but they are not magic. Skip the right maintenance at the right time, and even the best Japanese quad will turn into a 600-pound lawn ornament. I've been rebuilding ATVs for over 18 years, and I've learned exactly what separates a 30-year success story from a second-season burnout. In this video, I'm breaking down the essential maintenance steps that work across all major brands. No dealership scams, no $200 an hour shop fees. Just proven strategies that keep your quad ripping for 3 decades. Let's get into it. Number 1. Stop treating your ATV like a car. Most people destroy their quad in the first 2 years because they ride it like they stole it and maintain it like a refrigerator. ATVs live in dust, water, mud, and extreme heat. Your oil doesn't just get dirty, it turns into sandpaper. For air-cooled engines like the Honda Recon or Suzuki King Quad 400, change oil every 20 hours or 3 months. For liquid-cooled performance quads like the Yamaha Grizzly or Can-Am Outlander, 50 hours or 6 months max. Use JASO, rated wet clutch oil only. If you dump standard car oil in there, your clutch will slip in under 10 hours. A DIY oil change costs $25. A new top end costs $1,200. Easy math. Number 2. The air filter is your religion. Here is where 80% of ATV deaths begin. A car drives on pavement. Your quad eats dirt for breakfast. I've torn apart engines with 500 hours on them that look like they were full of potting soil. For foam filters, clean and re-oil every 15 to 20 hours of riding. Not 50 hours. Not at the end of the season. Every 15 hours if you ride dusty trails. For paper filters, replace every 30 hours. And here's the killer. Most people over-oil their foam filters. Excess oil gets sucked into the intake, coats the MAF sensor, and fouls your spark plugs. Clean with warm, soapy water. Let dry completely, then oil evenly. Not dripping, just tacky. A $12 filter service prevents a $2,000 engine rebuild. Number 3. Drain your carburetor if you store it. Nothing kills a perfectly good ATV faster than old gas sitting in a carb bowl for 6 months. The ethanol turns to varnish, clogs your pilot jet, and suddenly your quad won't idle. I've revived quads that sat for 2 years where the carb looked like a science experiment gone wrong. If you're storing for more than 30 days, drain the float bowl. Better yet, run the engine with the fuel valve off until it dies. Use ethanol-free fuel if you can find it. Add fuel stabilizer religiously. An $8 bottle of stabilizer saves you a $300 carb rebuild or a $500 replacement. And for fuel-injected quads, same rule. Stabilizer or drain the tank. Injectors clog too. Number 4. Grease your fittings like your life depends on it. Your ATV has between 8 and 15 grease zerks, depending on the model. Upper control arms, lower ball joints, tie rod ends, swing arm pivot, drive shaft couplers. Most owners never touch them. I've seen a Polaris with 400 miles that needed all new bushings because the factory grease had turned into clay. Use marine-grade lithium grease that resists water. Pump old grease out until you see new stuff emerge. Do this every 20 hours or after every deep water crossing. A $10 grease gun and a $5 tube of grease. A full set of control arms? Try $800. Number 5. Check your valve clearance. This is the step everyone skips because it sounds hard. On air-cooled ATVs like the Honda Rancher or Suzuki Ozark, the valves tighten over time. Tight valves mean no clearance. No clearance means the valves don't close fully. Then they burn, and suddenly you have zero compression and a dead engine. Check clearances every 100 hours. For most single-cylinder quads, intake valves should be around 0.006 inches. Exhaust around 0.011 inches. Adjust with a simple feeler gauge and a wrench. The job takes 45 minutes once you learn it. A burned valve job at a shop? $600 minimum. If you made it this far, hit that like button and subscribe. This helps me keep giving you real repair advice, not dealership fairy tales. Number 6. Don't ignore the differential fluid. If you have a 4x4 ATV, you have front and rear diffs plus a transfer case. Most owners change engine oil 5 times before touching diff fluid once. Change diff fluid every 100 hours or once a year. Use the correct gear oil, usually 80W90 or 75W140 for heavy-duty models. For front diffs on Honda and Yamaha, use their specific formulation. Universal fluid can eat the internal seals. Signs you are overdue: whining when turning, grinding on hardpack, or leaks around the axle boots. Diff fluid costs $30. Rebuilding a blown differential? That's $1,500 you'll never see again. Number 7. Inspect your wheel bearings and ball joints. ATV wheel bearings die young because they live in mud, sand, and water. Here's how to test. Lift each wheel off the ground. Grab the tire at 12 and 6 o'clock and wiggle. Play means bad bearings. Then grab at 3 and 9 o'clock and wiggle. Play means bad tie rods or ball joints. Replace bearings as soon as you feel any roughness. A failed bearing at 30 miles per hour will lock up a wheel and throw you over the bars. I've seen it happen. A set of bearings costs $40 to $80. A broken collarbone and a wrecked quad? Priceless in the worst way. Number 8. Change your brake fluid every 2 years. ATV brakes get ignored because they still sort of work. But brake fluid absorbs water from humidity. That water boils under hard braking, and then your brakes disappear right when you need them most. On a steep downhill with a turn at the bottom, replace with DOT4 fluid. For most Japanese quads, never use DOT5 unless specified. And here's the pro tip. Bleed your brakes until the fluid runs clear, not just until you stop seeing bubbles. Old fluid looks like iced tea. New fluid looks like water. A $10 bottle of fluid prevents a $500 master cylinder replacement and a trip to the emergency room. Number 9. Adjust your drive chain every single ride. I am not exaggerating. A loose chain destroys your sprockets in under 100 miles. An over-tightened chain destroys your output shaft bearing and transmission case. Check slack at the tightest spot on the chain. Rotate the rear wheel and measure at multiple points. For most quads, you want about an inch of up and down play at the midpoint. Lubricate with sticky chain lube, not WD-40. WD-40 is a solvent. It cleans the chain and then leaves it dry. Use proper chain wax or heavy gear oil. A chain and sprocket set costs $120. Replacing a cracked engine case because your chain snapped and punched a hole in it? That's a donor engine and a weekend of hell. Number 10. Never ignore small leaks or strange noises. Here is how a $3,000 repair starts. With a small oil drip from the valve cover that someone ignored, or a clicking noise from the CV axle that turned into a snapped shaft 5 miles from the truck. If you see oil, coolant, or fuel on the skid plate, investigate immediately. If you hear a new clunk, grinding, or whine, stop riding. Buy a mechanic's stethoscope for $15. Touch it to the engine case, the differential, the wheel hubs. It will tell you exactly where the noise lives. Most problems are a $20 seal or a $50 bearing if you catch them early. Let them ride, and you are splitting the case open with a six-pack and a lot of regrets. Number 11. Test your battery and charging system. Quads vibrate like crazy. That vibration kills battery terminals, grounds, and stator connections. Most dead-on-trail stories start with a loose ground wire or a corroded terminal. Clean your terminals with a wire brush every spring. Test voltage with a cheap multimeter. At rest, you want 12.6 volts or higher. At 3,000 revolutions per minute, you want 13.5 to 14.5 volts coming from the stator. If you see lower, your stator or regulator is failing. A new battery costs $60. Being winched out of a ravine because your quad died and your winch also runs off the dead battery. That's a long, expensive walk. Number 12. Use quality parts, not eBay mystery boxes. This is where people try to save $30 and spend $600. I have seen aftermarket carburetors that leaked fuel into the crankcase and thinned the oil until the rod snapped. Aftermarket axles that snapped on the first rock garden. Gasket kits that turned into brittle plastic in 6 months. For critical components, use OEM or known brands like All Balls, Moose, or Dynojet. Gaskets, seals, timing chains, oil pumps, and cam chains. Research before buying the cheapest kit on Amazon. Saving $20 on a part that leaves you walking 15 miles back to the truck is not saving anything. Driving habits that push you past 30 years. Here is what the highest mileage ATV owners have in common. They warm up the engine for 2 minutes before riding. No full throttle from a cold start. They don't bounce off the rev limiter for fun. They wash their quad but never pressure wash bearings or the carb. They keep a logbook of every service. They avoid deep water crossings unless absolutely necessary. And they fix small problems on the spot. A loose bolt gets tightened. A torn boot gets replaced. A funny smell gets investigated. Do this, and your Honda, Yamaha, or Suzuki will reward you with decades of reliable trail riding. Your ATV was built to last, but only if you give it what it needs. These steps aren't optional. They are the difference between handing your quad down to your kid or watching it rust behind the shed by year 5. Follow this schedule, use quality parts, and that old 4-Trax will outlive your truck. If you found these tips helpful, watch this next video where I show you how to revive a dead ATV for under $100.